Yeah. Wyatt begins in like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yo, welcome to Wyatt, and I'm your host, Wyatt O'Brien Evans. Woof, goddammit, woof, 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 woof. Hi, I said hi to all my YouTubers out there. If you like what you hear and if you like what you see, then click all of them subscribe buttons at the bottoms of all of your screens. And because I know you loves me, I know you do, give me some likes. And because I always like to know what you are thinking, I really, really do, send me some feedback because it is greatly, greatly appreciated. This edition of Wyatt shines a spotlight on Mr. Law Artis. He's the innovative and intriguing writer, producer, director of the film Law's World, Lipstick Bandit. So I say, hi, what is a lipstick bandit? Well, let's find out right now. So, without further ado, Wyatt welcomes Mr. Law Artis, an innovative and intriguing writer, producer, and film director. Talk at me, my brother. How the hell are you?
I'm good, Wyatt. How are you? I'm very blessed to be here. Thank you so much for sharing your platform with me.
Oh, listen, my friend, I've heard wonderful things about you, so I said I have to have you on Wyatt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
No, man, listen, the pleasure is all mine. Here's my first question to you is this. Is Law Artis a stage name? I mean, because it's catchy. Is there like a backstory to it?
Yeah, Law. My full name is Lawrence Artis Jr. So I was in like the theater a lot growing up, and in college, one of my friends started calling me Law, and she was like, she was smoking the green earth, and she was just like, you should call yourself Law. I can see it. Drop it. It's the law. And I was like, okay. And so then it kind of stuck from being in the theater and the arts, so I kept it.
Well, listen, Law, I have to admit something to you and to our audience here is that when I think of the word law, I get these vivid flashbacks of the popo chasing me down the street because I like borrowed merchandise from Macy's. And then they were trying to taser my ass. Can you believe it? I mean, I was just trying to borrow some shit. You know, I didn't have anything to wear or anything like that. But
so you were borrowing it. So you had the intent to return it.
Absolutely.
Right.
But look, I'm just playing with you. I'm just pulling your leg. Anyway, enough of that, my brother. You state that you are an avant-garde indie creative artist. Clue us in on exactly what that means.
Basically, I realized when I started building my own original art that it was just different than everybody else's. Like I do music as well, and I realized that I didn't fit into the R&B male perspective of how everyone does it. And so I started creating my own thing that was just either you're going to like it or you're not, which a lot of avant-garde, that's what it is. It's like either you like it or you don't like it, but it's artistic. And so I started really just creating my own independent projects and just building from there. And it just became something that I realized I really love to do. And I kind of shocked myself because I was one of those people that felt like you got to be signed to a label, you got to be signed to a major company, you got to be signed to somebody to get something. When you grow up in that millennial stage, you're looking at all these other artists, they're all signed, nobody's independent. So I was like, okay, this is a different role. And it's been a very cool role for me.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, thank you for that. I have to congratulate you because you are premiering your first proof of concept short film titled Law's World, Lipstick Bandit this upcoming season. Man, I love the title. First of all, define proof of concept short film for us, and then give us the 25 word or less elevator pitch or log line for Law's World Lipstick Bandit?
Yes. So to define it is to understand that the proof of concept was that after grad school, I started writing my own film series, and I wrote a web film series called Law's World, and it's a trilogy of movies. And I realized that I needed to actually film a proof of concept so people could see it, because it was so hard for people to understand. I guess it's hard to understand a Black queer character leading a film, a
Yeah,
comedy,
yeah, yeah.
but I had to
Mhm.
show them. So the proof of concept film is just a proof of concept of that Lost World film series. And as for Law's World, Lipstick Bandit, you get a chance to meet this queer vlogger who's living in New Jersey with a group of his closest friends. And he's like a viral blogger. He's very vibrant. I call him a flamingo because he's very much that. And he's doing a house tour. And it's a high profile house tour because, he has this fabulous audience. And his best friend, or one of the friends, roommates in the house, is missing her special lipstick. So it's a crazy world of you going through this
Ah.
journey at the same time. Like every room that he does the house tour, she's accosting one of the other roommates. And it's like a reality TV show turned upside down. And it's fun, it's
Ah.
crazy, and it's a fun laugh.
Well, man, you are hilarious, and we're going to play the trailer a little bit later. We're going to really get into the nitty gritty of the movie. But what I want to do is read part of your director's statement, and we're going to really dissect it after I'm done because I find it very interesting, for lack of a better word. All positive, of course.
I love
Okay.
that, Wyatt. You better read, Wyatt. Let me hear you read.
Now, look. I could ask you for donations, you know what I'm saying? I mean, but I'm not going to do that today. Maybe the next time.
Next time, yes, pull up the cash app.
Yes. I take Venmo, I take PayPal, I
I know
take
that's right.
Apple, I take them all. Okay, here we go.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, here we go. This is you, and I quote: I directed Law's World Lipstick Bandit because you sometimes have to take your own dreams in your own hands. There was a pastor that prophesied to me many years ago that I would write and direct my own things. I thought to myself, that is not me. I am just an entertainer. It wasn't until the pandemic that I started to think about an idea that I had on a bus in New York City. I wanted to write a comedy film series about my relationship with women of color. Women of color have always been the majority of my village that inspired me to get on stage. End quote. I love it. Let's delve into that and marinate on it. Talk to me.
Yes. That was a wonderful reading. It's good. Yes. It's your job. You did that. Yeah. Yeah, that's a true story. True story. I now have like 4 degrees because I'm a professional student. But in my first college degree, I was at a church, and I was seeking something like solace. And I'm lucky I'm one of the queer people that didn't have like the church horror stories that a lot of us as
Yeah,
the
yeah.
LGBTQ plus go through. I didn't really
Mhm.
have that story. Like I was always kind of put in the forefront, and they all kind of knew what the deal was, but
Right.
still was very positive to me. And a pastor said to me, and at the time, I'm thinking, baby, I'm Denzel Washington. Like I'm Will Smith. Like you
Yeah.
want me to write? He said, I think, God is telling you that you need to write your own things. And
Wow.
sometimes things are said when you really don't, you're not ready for it until
Mhm.
like years later. And it was like a decade later in the pandemic that I was like, I had this moment where I was sitting on a bus, and I was like, I had this idea. I saw a screenwriting competition for a network that you probably have heard of before. Hopefully, people have heard of, called TV One, and they
Mhm.
were doing like a screenwriting competition. And I
Oh,
was like, oh, that's really cool. But I never had an idea of writing a script ever. I was always like, hand me the script. And then I had this idea that popped in my head on a bus in New York City. And I was like, that would probably be a good movie. And I went to go write it. And of course, just like anything as a writer, your first draft is human trash. But if you're delusional like me, you think It was amazing. Like they're gonna agree like this or whatever. And it took a minute because I had to rewrite to find the
Mhm.
story and fine tune it because I felt like I can't stand anywhere as a queer person without my village. And a lot of my village
Right.
were people of color and women of color that were telling me like, hey, get on stage, go out there and do your thing. And I'm kind of a low key person sometimes. I can be very introverted. So
No,
at times,
no.
at times, at home.
Okay. Well, timing is everything. It truly, truly is, you know?
I agree.
So, yeah. Okay, this is what we're going to do now. A little bit later on, we're going to really delve into Law's world, a lipstick bandit. But right now, I want to sashay down the corridors of time so we here at Wyatt can find out all about your backstory because we are nosy as a mofo up in here. So, are you ready to go?
Come on, nosy of the mofo. I love that. Yes, let's
Baby,
go.
listen, you cannot use that unless you pay me because I need some money.
Okay, you better trademark it. That's your thing.
I'm gonna do it as soon as we finish talking on this thing.
Yes.
But anyway, where were you born and raised? Tell us.
I was born in a manger. I was playing. No, I was born in Camden, New Jersey,
Oh, okay.
and I was raised partially in Camden, and then we moved to this really small town called Beverly, New Jersey, in Burlington County. So it was a very suburban, white picket fence, two-parent household, and they all working, educated, and trying to get their kids. A little Barack Obama before Barack Obama and Michelle was a thing. My parents was a thing. And
Oh.
that's where I was raised, South Jersey. Spent the whole time growing up there with me and my five siblings, my four younger siblings. Yes.
All right, now, Mr. Artist, I like to ask the following question because it can provide a window into the person that you are today and also to the answers I get and really make me chuckle. So here it is. What was Law like as a little boy, a little nipper? Give us like three characteristics, qualities that best describe you.
Three qualities as a child. I was extremely sensitive. I am a
Oh,
Cancer. And it's zodiac for those zodiac sign people. So I was extremely sensitive. Me like very nurturing. I was very close to like my mom and my grandmother. So
that's good.
super that. And I would say talented, which is kind of fell into life. Like that was kind of like my saving grace was being on stage or acting or performing or singing in the choir. So a lot of talent, and that's basically what it was. It was like talent show after talent show as a kid.
A cuddly, wuddly, talented talent. I like it.
Yes.
I like it. That's good. What's this? Okay, cool.
A little hug, a virtual hug.
All right, now. Okay, good. Let's fast forward. Now, you are, my friend, a proud military veteran. We all want to thank you so much for your service.
Oh, you're welcome.
So, yeah, definitely. So, what branch of the military did you join, and how did that tour of duty influence your character and also your work ethic?
So one of the qualities I was in the U.S. Army from 2011 to 2015, and I'm gonna tell you one of the qualities was selfless service, which was
Okay.
probably the thing that I learned a lot while I was there because I was very sensitive growing up. When I became an adult and I was in the military, I learned that I could control my sensitivity and like do a mission and get things and everything didn't have to go my way for it to really happen. Because in the army, it doesn't matter what you're doing. You need to show up with that uniform on time and do
Right.
your job and get it done. We don't care. We don't care. If you just limp it, just limp on in. So it helped out a lot. And then the benefits after I left the military helped me to kind of have a second coming of my dreams for me. Like the
Mm,
GI Bill helped me to get like my master's degrees in creative
right.
writing and
Right.
film directing. So it kind of helped me to kind of put this foundation to build Law's World. So it was a huge blessing. A lot of work, but it was a huge blessing.
Okay, that's a perfect segue because I was going to ask you about your degrees because, You've earned an MFA, which is a Master of Fine Arts in Creative Writing, and also an MPS, a Master of Professional Studies in Film Directing. My brother,
Mhm.
I want to be just like you when I grow up, because you are a freaking overachiever. That is congratulations.
Thank you,
So,
thank you.
oh yeah, I mean that's heavy stuff. So, what universities did you attend, and how did the experience prepare you for your professional career?
Right now, yeah. So it's crazy because as a kid, I was just like a performing arts kid. And so when I got to like my young adulthood, like the first couple of degrees were like in just liberal arts, liberal studies, and I was just doing stuff. And then
Right.
when I got out of the military and I was like, yo, like, what do I really want to do? And I had to think about what I wanted. And I really wanted to, before I start auditioning for these people, because that's what most actors do, and directors try to prove to say, like, hey, I can do, I can direct this, I can act that. I wanted
Right.
my original works to really come out. I was like, I needed to do my original stuff because going back to that prophecy, there was a pastor who said that I should do that, but now I was ready to do it.
Okay.
And I wound up going to Full Sail University for creative writing, and I did that program, which was super accelerated. And I was there to really find my voice as a writer for entertainment, and I got
Okay.
pretty good at that. And then I started writing my film series after that degree. And when we start coming to pitch that film series, you had to kind of find a way to prove, like people were like, we see Law's World, but we can't see it. So I was like, okay, so what does that mean? I'm gonna have to be a Tyler Perry and have to go ahead and just direct and actually show you what it looks like in my mind and what I see as a vision. So that's how I got to the School of Visual Arts in New York City to do my film directing, to
Oh,
kind of do my proof of concept short film. So I was there, how like schools be using you because they want that money. But I was there to use them for them good cameras so I could, showcase what I want to do. So it was a good marriage. You know what I'm saying? A good marriage between
mhm.
that. So that's how I was able to attain those two masters.
That's a really great way of putting it. Um, Before we get into Law's World, I want to say that you've directed more than 10 micro movies, and those are short films characterized by a low budget and
Yeah.
distributed via social media. So give us some of the titles of those films. And also, man, which one challenged you the most and assisted in your growth as a filmmaker?
A lot of them were, I think one is called like Red and Z. One of them is called like Dear God, and that's like an animation. And then I think there's another one that's called, oh, it's a horror one, but it's a two-part one. But it, to be honest, they were all school assignments. We Part of our directing
Oh,
program was to do all of these microfilms, low budget, using your own camera. Because his theory was, so the director and teacher was Bob Girardi. He's really super known for being like a great director for commercial music videos. He did like Michael Jackson, all like the 80s and 90s, those big
mm,
music videos. So his theory
right.
as a directing teacher was, yo, you gotta just go out there and shoot so you know what you're doing. Like just go out and do it, right? So
Right.
that's how all of those happen. I think the hardest one, if I'm being honest, because it was the horror one was kind of hard because horror is so hard to really do at a super low budget and you're using your phone. So it's like you don't have that person holding the camera for you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, I'm holding the camera. I'm running after somebody. I'm over here trying to figure out like how we gonna make this a horror film. And then on top of that, I put myself in it. So I'm like, so now I'm the person chasing her. And I was like, it was chaotic. It was fun though, because I did it with one of my closest friends, Tiffany. But it that was probably one of the most challenging ones.
Ah, I can definitely see that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, my brother, let's move on to Law's World Lipstick Bandit. Give
Yes.
us, please, the full synopsis of the film and the
Mhm.
meaning behind the title, because I know there's a meaning there.
Absolutely.
Hmm. I
So,
know.
so the synopsis is that, Lost God is this queer blogger who has 1 million followers. He lives in his house. He's in his early 30s. He lives in a house with his closest friends from college and his cousin as well. And he is doing a high profile house tour. And like one of those house tours that are like back in the day, like the cribs and all that. So he's doing one of those house tours and showing people where he lives, how fabulous his life is. But one of his friends is missing her special
Oh.
lipstick. And so as he goes to each room, she is accosting one of the roommates and asking them questions. And then I kind of have to stop filming to come in and talk to her and say, hey, like, I don't think that person took your lipstick. But the crazy thing is that each person saw a person go to her room. So it's kind of building a character. So towards the end, you find out who was the person who really stole her special lipstick. And you find out what made that lipstick so special. I wonder.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. What was describe the creative and production processes?
For the film.
Mhm.
So the first thing we did was I wrote the script over the summertime last summer,
Okay.
and I came in and we had I had a writing teacher who I consider to be my writing coach, Jake, and he was able to coach me to find the right script or right way that I could tell the script in my own version of it, but still
Ah,
being in the screenwriting world, of film, like short film world. And that was the first thing. Then we went into pre-production. Towards the end of the semester, I connected with this producer. Her name is Danae Grandison. She's also a great filmmaker from Jamaica, but she lived in New York. And we started building our team. From there, it was like build the team that we can build, audition, figure out who's in New York City that we can work with, that can work within the budget. And then in Black History Month, we filmed it on a weekend and we started being post production afterwards. And now I'm on the festival circuit. So that was the whole pre production, post production.
wow. That is great. Should we play the trailer of Law's World Lipstick Bandit? Should we?
Yeah, we should
Oh,
play it.
yeah, let's drop it
Give the
right
people what
now.
they want. Give the people what they want, Wyatt.
I try to do the best I can. I do the best I can. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So let's play this trailer right now.
Hello, Ebony.
They all want to be me. Borrow my stuff. I know one of them took it.
Really necessary? You are focused on the
Enough.
She's always wanted to be me.
Yo no entiendo ninguna palabra que está saliendo de tu boca.
Law, we both know you may be so spiritual, but you used to work at the Pink Flamingo. Clearly, it isn't working. You're supposed to be my moral support. She said gold earrings.
He said, are you Kanye West? And I said, yes, I am.
She will never be me.
Yes, you did.
Silence. My life is crazy. And sometimes I think it should be a movie. Welcome to Lost World. Bye-bye.
All right, we're back from the other side. Let me ask you this, Mr. Artis. What have you learned about yourself in making this film?
Hmm. So before I made this film, I talked to my mother. Shout out to my mom, Belinda. I told her I didn't want to do all this. I was like, Mom, I don't really want to write, direct, act. Like it's too much. And too
Okay.
much is given, much is required. Okay. So I learned by doing it that it was something that I was able to do and do
Okay.
it well. It wasn't like a crazy scenario. Like I felt like I was prepared to actually direct and write and act and produce my own thing and not be as stressed out as I thought I was going to be. So it actually wound up being a learning experience that you can do it. It is something you could do. So
Okay. What are some of the takeaways from the film?
from the film, it's all about I like to make people laugh. I call this the shallow side of the pool because this is like, it's fun, it's comedic, it's like a reality TV show turned upside down. So the theme is really friendship and and how you go through ups and downs and ebbs and flows of being friends with people, and how you could think one person is taking something from you, because you realize when you're watching the film, like, this girl is crazy looking for the lipstick, and the way she's talking to some of the roommates, I'm so into reality TV shows like Real Housewives. So a lot of the verbiage that I write are like full out reading you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how it is with Housewives. Like, you can't, it's like nice nasty. So you get a chance to really have a lot of fun and laugh for like 13 minutes. And it's just a fun 13-minute film to go and be a little bit of piece of my world.
Okay, Mr. Superstar, here's another question for you.
Okay.
Here we go. What are some of the significant milestones that got you to where you are today?
Significant milestones. That's a good one. I would say first, honestly, just being born, right? That was a milestone because I was a premature baby. Now, you can't tell because I'm thick, but
Yeah.
I was a premature baby. So just getting through that,
Huh?
and coming through with parents that were probably super young. They were 19 and
Oh.
they were in college. One was in the Marines, one was in college, and I was growing with them to a certain extent. So that was
Yeah.
one huge milestone. And then I would say, like, just the getting through the military, going and not giving up on myself, because I feel like a lot of times as you get older in life and you start to get over the hill, and you start getting to the third and fourth and fifth decades of life, you start
Mm.
to kind of like wither a little bit about your dreams. Like, what does your dreams look like
Mm.
now? Definitely, you have people in your friends and family that are doing well at like 9 to 5s, and then they're looking at you like, so when you going to be a teacher? You're like, I didn't say I was going to be a teacher yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think the milestone is going through adversity, like really believing in yourself, financing your own thing, and saying, yo, I do art. I love to do it. I'm good at it, and I'm going to make it work. So that's probably my biggest milestone right now. I'm super proud of myself. Like, yeah, you out here, you trying it, you did it. So,
Well, my brother, my brother, my brother. Let me tell you something. Look, don't even talk about being over the hill. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm maybe close to that, but I do look good.
there you go. Yeah. Black skin don't crack unless you own crack.
That's so true. That's true. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What are your keys to success?
Oh, man.
What do you need to do to be ahead of the game? Because entertainment is tough. It is
Absolutely so.
it's rewarding, but it's tough.
Mhm. I would say the keys is always one, believing in yourself and believing in the talent that has been created inside of you that you've nurtured and worked hard for. The second thing is to not give up, but to make your own exit strategy. If you choose to evolve and do other things, be okay with whatever you did. Like, if you wanted to come to Hollywood for 2 years, you did it. If you want to do
Right.
it for 20 years, you did it for 20 years. But give your own expiration date. Don't let these people take it from you, because there's a lot of no's. And so my last thing would be that you are always fishing for your one yes out of the sea of many no's. So you're gonna get a lot of people that's gonna say no, but you gotta fish for that one yes, because that's your one yes to get you to where you're meant to be at.
Ah, that is so profound. And it's all about timing. It's about timing.
Speak on it.
Yeah. And you can never give up. When you think like, oh, this is not going to work, I'm not going to make it. If you give up at that point, who knows, in a month it could
Mhm.
happen for you. But
Yep.
you have to stay in the game.
Yep. Agreed.
Wow. Okay, give us the name of this film again and tell us what festivals you've entered it in.
Yes. So it's Lost World, Lipstick Bandit. It has currently been, actually, has been running in this one festival called the Gilbert Baker Film Festival that you can look that up for the summer virtually and get a ticket. I submitted it to the Austin Film Festival, and I hear about them later. And then there's a couple of indie festivals that I've been like the the running for that's out here in Los Angeles called like Indie-ettes, and like there's these great places that you can kind of present your films in Hollywood, in LA, and to an audience to network with people. And then I think I got into like the Indiana Festival and a couple of international festivals that were super online festivals. So I was excited because I won like best story for the Toronto LGBTQ plus film festival. And that was a great start, a great foundation to building the world of Law's World.
Okay, where can we get more information on Law's World Lipstick Bandit? Give us your website, all of your social media, so we can connect and follow you rather.
Yes, so you can always reach me at lawartist.com, as well as Law's World on Instagram, on all social medias, including YouTube. It's all under like Law's World, Laws_world. And Google Law Artist, LAWARTIS, and it'll take you to the world of where I'm at.
Well, all I can say is, well, you know, Mr. Law Artist, thank you so much for dropping by. Wyatt, it was an amazing adventure into awesomeness.
Yes, I appreciate it, Wyatt. Thank you for sharing your platform, your audience, and your dope. So continue to do what you do, brother.
You know what? Do you know what?
You give me a virtual hug?
We can do that too. But you know what? You're the best, my brother, and you got to come back to the show.
I do. I absolutely do.
Yeah. So y'all, there you have it. You can find the official Wyatt podcast page at WyattEvans.com, the go-to destination for LGBTQ plus news, features, commentary, and entertainment. WyattEvans.com is visited by more than 100 countries on the regular. All I can say to that is, hey, baby. And at WyattEvans.com, you'll find my smoking hot, HAWT hot, Nothing Can Tear Us Apart series of novels. And as you just saw on the top, the newest installment is called Shattered. I said Shattered. And y'all, Shattered is full of action, danger, intrigue, sexually charged situations, passion, and all of the wonderful elements that you're used to in the Nothing Can Tear Us Apart series of novels. So get your new copy of Shattered. Now, you can follow me, your host, Wyatt O'Brien Evans, all across social media, and poof, is right there for you to peruse, like TikTok and Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. And if you have any comments or whatever, you can hit me up at wyattonair@gmail.com. So until next time, y'all, woof, goddammit, woof, 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 woof. I said, woof.